The initial brief for the Razor. So this is quite an exciting vehicle. This is the first race ship that we've had the chance to work on. This is meant to be manufacturer MISC, and this is their entry into providing a competitor, providing a ship that will, be a top contender for the Murray Cup and racing series within Star Citizen.
MISC is all about flowy shapes and power, but also like high tech with the incorporation of Jean tech. So first of all, like we really needed to do some brainstorming and see what kind of direction we wanted to go in. And very early on, we decided not to go for the bubbly sort of 50s Formula One style, but more, really high tech, like incorporating the Jean tech into everything. So Formula One, that was just how we wanted to do it.
So for us, this is a really good opportunity to take styling from MISC ships. We've seen Starfarer, Freelancer. Those are sort of quite bubbly, soft shapes, but with a Xi'an tech engine.
Most of the time that I spent these last 2 months designing this was actually on the main body and getting all the reflections to line up, and all the bodywork and the shapes to just flow, and it was quite the challenge. But again, like in the end, it will look really awesome when it flies past you as it wins the Murray Cup in front of your face.
Styling is more of a hybrid. What we've done is, and with Chris's direction, we've pushed in this sort of Formula One direction, and then sort of added a sort of an additional layer of sort of splitters and spoiler tech, sort of like 3D printed, to give us some more interesting shapes.
The process on this was quite interesting because I really had to use all the software that I'm familiar with. So I used Photoshop for all the sketching. I started out with just 2D sketches for everything I did. Then I blocked it out in a program called Modo, which is standard polygonal modeling, just like Maya or Max. And then I really like the creativity that you get from it, but it doesn't give the super perfect smooth finish that you want of a Formula One car. So then I took it into Fusion 360, which is a program that is really similar to Autodesk Alias, which is used in the car manufacturing industry for years, and that really gives you the nice transitional smooth surfaces. So it's all modeled in NURBS and in CAD software, most of it. And then actually I took it back to Modo, and I finished modeling all the sky, the skirts and all the splitters in Modo. And then the funny thing is that the landing gear I actually did in SketchUp, because SketchUp for me is just easier to model, dynamic mechanical objects with that have to like interact and move because of its really awesome grouping system. So yeah, I really had to like pull everything together to make this design work, but in the end I think it really syncs. So
a good part of this process is that really ours is sort of the first stage. Once it goes to the ship production guys, then they can really start working in the detail, really sort of figuring out any areas that we may have left slightly vague just due to timescale. And then they really just sort of get to polish it up. I mean, fans are aware now of the sort of level of quality we can achieve, and that's down to those guys, and they'll really sort of take it to the next level.